And what I'm most proud of is that I can still do those moves, but the only difference is that I will wake up the next day, feeling, aches and pains.
He does, as you know, these crazy fight scenes, and he's like, my body hurts, and I'm like, you got this, babe. Go get him. And he was nothing but supportive of me. Like the first time I ever threw a punch on camera, he was right there coaching me through it. Like him and JoJo and our stunt coordinator.
Sorry, brother. Love hurts.
I gotta say, this is, knowing part of your history, I had no idea the level of talent you had with this kind of stuff. This is a big secret you've been holding on to, I guess.
When I was a kid, I loved watching action movies.
Yeah.
Especially those movies with a lot of martial arts. From Jackie Chan, Sammo Hung from Hong Kong.
Yeah.
And that's what really inspired me to go study Taekwondo. And my brother and I would go to classes Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And Tuesday and Thursday, we would watch those movies and then follow those choreography. And when I got my black belt, I was so ready to go and show the world what I can do. But back then Hollywood wasn't interested in making me an action hero.
Yeah.
And so all those skills that I acquired, I felt, there's no use for it.
Yeah.
Until I started working behind the camera and became an action choreographer. And of course, to be able to use those skills in front of the camera was what I always wanted. So what an incredible opportunity this is to have my very own action movie, and also Valentine's action movie. This is a holiday that I really love.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's got a lot because it's not only action. You excel at comedy, but it's drama. There's a lot of layers to this.
Yeah, it's action packed. It's got a lot of suspense.
Mm-hmm.
It's also romantic, and very comedic as well too. And that's what I love when I go watch a movie, is to be entertained, and where I can forget about reality just for 40 minutes and come out feeling a little bit refreshed.
You work with, obviously JoJo is a very...
He's a veteran.
He's a veteran. He knows what he's doing. This is his first time directing. What was it like kind of meshing with him and finding the balance of this character?
It was natural, and it was really easy because we speak the same language. And from the very beginning, we knew what kind of movie we wanted to make. And also, it was agreed that I would be doing all the fights myself. That's what I wanted. Of course, that was, in the beginning, that was a big statement because I haven't done this in a long time, and I didn't know if I was capable of. So I trained with our incredible action team for 3 months just to get myself physically ready. And mentally, I think I can do anything. And what I'm most proud of is that I can still do those moves, but the only difference is that I will wake up the next day, feeling, aches and pains.
Well, this is you said a Valentine's action film. Did you ever think that, like you mentioned the relationship with her? What a lovely relationship you guys have here. How easy was that, like, to connect with her?
Again, I think we when Ari on Oscar night opened that envelope and announced my name with so much emotion, I was so touched.
Yeah.
And we would see each other at various events, and I would always run up to her, give her a big hug, and I said, "Come on, Ari, let's do a movie together." And flash forward just a couple of years later, here we are as lovers in Love Hurts. I don't think I could have asked for a better partner. She's incredible in this movie. She's really badass. I cannot believe that this is her first action movie.
Right.
She's so good in it. And yeah, I'm so happy.
Well, you guys are awesome together. It's so good to see you again, man. It was an absolute pleasure. This is such a great character for you. You look like you're just having the best time with Ke over here. What was you guys, the chemistry is unbelievable. Did you guys, how easy was it to find that?
It was so easy. Like I think I just had an affinity for him. I mean, I presented him with his Oscar, but or was me and Troy Kotsur presented him with his Oscar, and I'd watched him through that award season. I just fell in love with his energy, and he was so hopeful and very present in the moment he was in, excited to meet everybody, and I loved his genuine nature. He was very generous.
Yeah.
And I was very emotional when I presented it to him because I was just like, what a good person, and I'm so glad he gets to live fully in this. He's so deserving. And it was nice to be on set with him because he's all of those things. Wow. It's always nice when your thoughts about a person are affirmed. But we approached this work from a place of mutual respect and admiration and just built from there. And it does feel like a real partnership that we were able to find in this movie. And it all comes back to just having fun. We had a lot of fun, even on the tough days when he does, as you know, these crazy fight scenes, and he's like, my body hurts, and I'm like, you got this, babe, go get him. And you know, he was nothing but supportive of me. Like the first time I ever threw a punch on camera, he was right there coaching me through it. Like him and JoJo and our stunt coordinator. It was just so fun. We had a lot of fun, and I hope that's what people feel from the movie.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like you're having fun. So you had, like, what kind of experience did you have?
Oh, well, we shot this in Winnipeg.
Okay.
It was a little cold, I'm not gonna lie.
I'm sure.
But and it felt like it felt like a very fast shoot. So we were always on our toes. But, you know, filmmaking is problem solving. So when you have, you know, a great team, and an incredible cast. You know, this cast is stacked. Myself, Ke, Daniel Wu, Mustafa Shakir, Leo Tipton, Sean Astin. Like, you can get in there and literally just play. It was a really fun sandbox to be in. And I don't know, I think that's where the magic is, when you've got the great components.
Right. Yes.
Then you can just fly.
Well, it's also these guys know action better than anybody else.
Yes, they do. It's part of why I wanted to do this film. Like, I fell in love with Atomic Blonde, which is an 87 North production, David Lee. And the second I was like, I just want to work for 87 North. I would love that opportunity to do something different. And, you know, I did really kind of fight for this one because I was like, I know I kind of look like the musical girl, but I'm like, to me, it's all dance. And I was like, I think I've got ferocity in me like Charlize. Yeah. I could do it. Why not? And I was really grateful that David and Kelly and JoJo and everybody at Universal thought that this would be a really good fit. And I just dove in head first, and I used my dance skills to inform a lot of my movement. And to me, it's not just about the fight scenes, but it is this Rose as an entity, her energy, the way she walks, the way she stands, you know. There's a moment where you see her bow, and it's kind of, you know, it's swag, but there's always a fire burning in her. And whether or not you understand it from the beginning, by the time you get to the end of the movie, you really see this woman who's just like, I am flipping the table. I do not have all of the answers, but I accept the unknown. Let's go. And that's exciting.
We gotta wrap. It bums me out. You're awesome.
Oh, no.
You're awesome.
I'm so sorry I talk too much.
I know. I love it, though. You're so amazing. I'm so glad I got to see you.
Oh, it's such a pleasure.
This little 4-foot nothing ass spider monkey ninja got hopped. Ay, what the?
First of all, I love your team so much. I love
Thank you.
the energy you guys, how you guys have really brought fight choreography to just top levels. This is your first feature directorial. How did you know this was the right one to take on?
Again, when I started, made the decision to direct, I would get a lot of scripts. And I just wanted to make sure I got something that set me apart from my peers. Because I would get the traditional hitman trying to escape from his gang or some military group kind of trying to, save people or what. It's like I just wanted to do something that was just a little set me apart from my peers. So when I read the script, I love the premise, I love the fact there's some comedy, and I love the fact that I can kind of make a little bit of romance in it. So this allowed me just kind of to spread my wings a little bit.
Yeah, it's truly a holiday film in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
Talking about now, Ke is really natural with this. How did you know that going in? How much did you have to work with him?
I mean, I kind of knew from his background. Like I was a big fan of his growing up. I knew he was on a choreography team for X-Men and Corey Yoon's team, which is a martial arts legend. Yeah. So I already knew his background. So I knew what he can do. Now the world maybe got a little glimpse of it in Everything Everywhere. Yeah. But those fights were the kind of the tip of the iceberg compared to these. But I already kind of knew. So I didn't have to train him. We didn't have to train him from scratch. He already knew the rhythm. And he already knew how he's like what he looks good doing. So for me, or the guys now, because now I'm directing, I have my team choreographing. But they knew we already knew how to choreograph for him.
Yeah. Well, you talk about field. How do you know the right balance? How do you get the right balance of comedy?
I know.
Yeah,
I get that question a lot.
Yeah.
I like to do things where I have a lot of contradicting emotions or juxtaposition of things. Yeah. So for everything that's really high octane action, I like to find moments of levity, right? For every moment of hardcore, like emotional something, I want moments of silence. Like I like to do like opposites, like yin and yang thing. And again, a lot of the stuff comes out organically when you're watching the performance on set. So a lot of it for me is like intuition, right? There'll be some takes that are more kind of straight or heavy, and then there's some takes that I go, oh, these are the way they delivered it is very funny. So I like subtle kind of humor in a way, but again, a lot of stuff just happens organically. And then when you're in the post process, you see it. They're like, okay, how do we make this more fun? And the lucky thing I had was I have a lot of versatility or variety of performance in their takes. Yeah. So that helped a lot. But we always knew the tone of the movie was a fun movie.
Yeah. Well, what was your favorite sequence to shoot? Because there's so many wild.
I know.
I mean, the straw, man. You made a straw.
I love that scene. I was just fanboying out on that because I'm seeing two great kind of martial art performers doing it on screen. So watching Ke and Daniel fight for those takes, because we're doing 70 setups a day for those fights. Like, well, you can only do that if you had really great performers and stuff. So I was fanboying on that. I'm proud of all of them. I mean, it's hard for me to pinpoint, right? So I really love the kitchen fight with Ke, Marshawn, King, and Otis. I love when Ke and Ariana are fighting together in LKP. I love the office fight. I love that. I can't really pinpoint which one's my favorite. They're all kind of like my babies.
Well, you guys know your stuff, man. We got to wrap.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you for clicking on our video, everybody. If you like what you saw here, please make sure you like the video and subscribe and share with your friends who like this sort of content. JoBlo remains an independent company, and we appreciate all of your support.